Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Entrepreneur, and there's still a lot of feelings going on about the woman who was killed by the Uber self-driving car. And, some people have decided to wait until all the facts are out before we start commenting. I think that's healthy, but I also believe it's healthy to ask questions in the meantime. I mean, what happens to the driverless cars at this point? Do people trust them? Does this hurt Uber's IPO? I think those are interesting questions to ask, especially since this is a company that has for years insisted these things are safe. And from my perspective, they do not appear to be safe anymore. They never appeared safe in the first place, not when they crash all the time and now someone's actually dead. But if they have one group of people on their side, it might be the Arizona Police Department. Because according to this article from Fortune, the police chief of Tempe, Arizona, where a woman was struck and killed by one of Uber's self-driving car Sundays, says the ride-sharing company is likely not at fault for the accident, following a preliminary investigation. Chief of Police Sylvia Moore told the San Francisco Chronicle on Monday that video footage taken from cameras equipped to the autonomous Volvo SUV potentially shift the blame to the victim herself, 49-year-old Elaine Herzberg, rather than the vehicle. So it's victim blaming, right? I mean, maybe the victim was responsible, but you gotta love it. I mean, in a world where you shouldn't blame the victim, the police are blaming the victim. It's very clear it would have been difficult to avoid this collision in any kind of mode, autonomous or human-driven, based on how she came from the shadows right into the road, Moore told the paper, adding that the incident occurred roughly 100 yards from a crosswalk. It is dangerous to cross roadways in the evening hour when well-illuminated managed crosswalks are available, she said. And I'm going to comment on that in a moment, believe me. Though the vehicle was operating in autonomous mode, a driver was present in the front seat. But Moore said that there appears to be little he could have done to intervene before the crash. Quote, the driver said it was like a flash. The person walked out in front of them, Moore said. His first alert to the collision was the sound of the collision. According to the Chronicle, the preliminary investigation found the Uber car was driving at 38 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour speed zone and did not attempt to brake. And that's going to be important. Herzberg is said to have abruptly walked from a center median into a lane with traffic. Police believe she may have been homeless. And if she was, then I guess no one's going to sue Uber for this. So Uber might have gotten lucky. They just killed a homeless person. So there's no one to sue them. Tempe police plan to work with investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to reach a conclusion about what happened, according to the Chronicle. Sunday's incident appears to be the first ever self-driving car fatality involving a pedestrian, but it will not be the last. Mark my words on that one. It will not be the last. Now, let's go back up here a little bit, because there was something I did want to comment on. I was saving it for later, but let's see here. It's very clear it would have been difficult to avoid this collision in any kind of mode based on how she came from the shadows right into the roadway. It is dangerous to cross roadways in the evening hour when well-illuminated managed crosswalks were available. Let's comment on this for a moment, because I know for a fact that the laser technology, or the LiDAR technology that Uber uses, it should see a lot. Like, this is known to stop for paper bags, potholes, cats on the side of the road. If there are too many leaves on the ground, it slows down dramatically. And the fact that it couldn't even attempt to brake for a full-grown woman in the bike. Nope, not a good excuse. And for that matter, what does well-lit have to do with anything? I mean, a self-driving car isn't a human. It should be able to see things in the dark. I mean, it's reading through lasers and sensors and cameras, right? I mean, are these things just inherently more unsafe at night? These are questions worth asking. Now, I don't want to completely let the woman off the hook. I mean, for example, yeah, you should not be, walking into the middle of the street unexpectedly. And people do it all the time. But people do it all the time. And there have been a lot of people who've just walked out in front of my car, whether I'm driving for Uber or not, and I've had to stop. And I've been able to stop because I can see them and I can react. I mean, even if they're even giving the driver a pass, which it's like, if he was paying attention, I wonder, could he have stopped? I don't know. I don't know. And my question is, what happens when a ball comes out in the road and a kid runs after it and Uber's car hits it? Is this the same excuse you're going to use now? I don't know. I don't think these cars are safe. I don't think these cars are safe. I believe that they should be taken off the road immediately and further evaluated. But they won't happen. And of course, they're going to have to release the footage before I'm convinced. Once I see the footage, and if I can see that truly there was nothing that could be done, then I'll back off a little bit. But the thing is, this happened in the state where the governor himself signed an executive order saying, hey, all these driverless cars, put them on the road. You don't need a safety driver. That looks really, really bad on your resume, especially if you want to get reelected, that you had a driverless car with a safety driver that still got someone killed. So I don't know what sane person would have made that rule. Probably someone who got bought off. And now we have the police department saying, well, it looks like it's the victim themselves. And if the victim was indeed homeless, well, who's going to argue for her behalf? You've got a corporation who is offering to pay you millions of dollars so that you test their cars in your city without drivers behind them. This is what the race to money looks like sometimes, folks. It's ugly and it's sick. You know what? I think that this should be the next hashtag. I really do. You want to protest the self-driving cars? Hashtag, who will Uber kill next? Because make no mistake, I'm going to hold Uber responsible until I see the video footage proving me otherwise. Uber is responsible, in my opinion. Tesla was responsible for that guy that died. Uber's responsible for this woman. That's what I believe. But what do you believe? Do you agree, disagree? I would love to know, even if you disagree. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a patron member for $1 a month. And as always, playing responsibly. Have a good one.